Oh, we're very lucky to be joined in the studio by the women's flyweight MMA world champion, Dakota Ditcheva joins us. Hello, Dakota, how are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you.
Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Yes, you did.
2 minutes ago, I got it wrong, but how lovely to see you in the studio.
Yeah.
And in front of you is your belt, because you have become the first British woman to win an MMA world title.
Yeah.
How on earth does that sound?
Sounds good. Well, I didn't even know that before I fought, actually. I didn't know that would be the first one, so it was nice to hear them say that, yeah.
You've been in our studio before, right? We've all met. I can't remember how long ago it was. About a year?
It was a year, yeah,
It was
recently,
a year.
because I come with my European title last year.
Yeah, I know
in
you came with the belt, I
December.
remember, yeah.
Yeah, and then this time I've got the world one.
I mean, it must have been an unbelievable 12 months for you. You've had, what,
Yeah.
4 fights
Yeah.
in that time. You've knocked every one of your opponents out. You've had 14 fights.
Yeah. Even last year was amazing to win a European, but this one was like much bigger and obviously an extra fight because last year I only fought 3 times. So, yeah, it's been a big success.
I mean, this last fight earned you a nice $1 million, is that
It
right?
did, yeah.
I mean, how does that feel?
That feels nice as well, especially with Christmas coming up. So, yeah, obviously it sets me up now for a little bit. It can set the family up, which is nice, something I've been working hard towards. So, yeah, it feels good.
So your last fight was supposed to be your toughest to date, and you made it look easy.
Yeah.
I mean, what was going through your mind when you won that fight? And also, what was the situation with the lipstick?
Okay, so the lipstick, after the semi-finals, we faced off because we both won in the semi-finals, and she got like this lipstick out and started putting it on because she always calls me Barbie. When I won the European last year, she was like, oh, I want Barbie's belt. So she thought this year she was going to come and get my belt. She's Brazilian anyway, so she couldn't have had that. But she tried obviously this year, and then I did it back to her. At first I was wondering why she was getting the lipstick out, and then I realised. So I made sure this time that my brother had the lip gloss in his pocket when I was fighting. And then
Is that something you want to air on national radio? Your brother's got lip gloss in his pocket?
Yeah.
That's
I'll
fine,
say
okay.
that. I don't care.
So that was in your mind from before when you won the fight. It was like, give me that, because you got it on pretty quick.
Oh, straight away you threw it in. Yeah, I had it planned beforehand. Yeah, I knew I was going to win. I had it in my mind that I was going to win, and that was the celebration I wanted to do.
Because previously, we'll talk about Man City in just a moment, me being a Man United fan. I can't wait for that. But previously, you've copied the celebrations of various Man City players. I know there was a Haaland one. Was there a Grealish one as well?
Haaland, Foden, and
Foden's
Docker.
the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
But you thought, I'll change that now. Good time to change, right?
I mean, I kind of ran out of celebrations. I've not really been scoring recently, so I was struggling, but I was hoping that I could bring my belt back and, give him a little bit of...
We'll talk Man City in a bit. Let's carry on talking about you. So what next then for you? Because, I mean, you've well and truly, set the sport alight. I know you're... The woman that you beat, she was in UFC, right, previously. So you've effectively... Adam Catchell, you know Adam Catchell very well. Of course, he does mixed martial arts for us. He says in your division, in the flyweight, or even in the field of PFL, he thinks you're the most exciting fighter in the women's game. That's for Adam to say that, who knows so much about the sport. When you hear something like that, that must make you incredibly proud.
Yeah, it does, but I also try and not get too ahead of myself. There's other talented fighters out there, so I'm kind of just gonna keep doing my thing. And I say this all the time: any nice comments I get are the same as hate ones. I don't really tend to read them. It's nice to hear sometimes, but I just want to keep doing what I'm doing and just stay on that mindset of just keep working hard.
So, would you give it another year in the PFL? Is that the plan, to keep staying in the PFL, or eventually do you want to go to the UFC?
I mean, I'm definitely with PFL because I'm in contract for at least another year anyway. So I've definitely not finished with them yet. I've got lots of things in the pipeline that we could possibly do. But I think competition-wise is where everyone's kind of thinking you need to go to the UFC, because they do see me as the top girl in PFL, especially now I've beat Santos. Everyone thought she beat UFC world champion Valentina, so everyone's kind of a little bit before that fight, it was how good is really Dakota, she's not fought anyone type thing. And then when I beat her, now it's oh, well, who are you going to give
we've
her
got
now?
to sit up,
so
the thing I love about UFC, and I'm asking it, is it the same in PFL, that you always fight the two best fighters will always go head to head. Annoyingly in boxing, we don't always get that, but we do in mixed martial arts. Is it exactly the same in your field as well?
No, that's where it's very different, because we've been it's like a season, a tournament, so it's kind of the first 2 fights are a point system, so the best people sit at the top and they fight the people at the bottom. So if you go,
Really?
in your first fight, if you sit top of the table, the second one it'll be top person against bottom, and then so on. So
it's almost like seeded.
yeah, basically,
Okay.
yeah. So I think if I was to do that again next year, it wouldn't benefit me. You know, I'm fighting like people less talented or not less talented, but
Well,
not,
it is.
not as
It's
good
difficult for you to
as
say that, but it
Santos.
is. Yeah.
So I want to make sure I'm progressing and fighting better people. I don't want people to be like, oh, this is a waste of a fight, you know. And for me as well, to do a full training camp and face someone on a lower level is not really going to benefit me at all. So
Where exactly were you fighting when you won the world title?
I was in Saudi Arabia.
Where exactly there? Where all the other?
Riyadh.
Oh, you
Yeah,
were in Riyadh.
Riyadh
Okay.
season, yeah.
How do the audience members take to mixed martial arts? Because in boxing, it has been criticised for maybe a lack of atmosphere because they don't necessarily understand. Because it's a new sport, I understand that.
Yeah.
How are they when they come to you?
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the best shows for a start that I've ever been on. Like, the production and everything that they did was just ridiculous. Like, they literally wallpapered the whole, like, even backstage and everything was wallpapered with our faces on it, which was just crazy. But the crowd was wild. I think I could hear my Manchester crowd the loudest. So we definitely have better fans, but it's only just catching up, and it is getting more popular there for sure.
You know, so of course, like, everyone's got a value, right? And you've earned $1 million from this
Yeah.
previous
He keeps
fight.
mentioning the purse, doesn't
No,
he?
but it's important though, because then obviously that's your worth now. Could you see yourself fighting for less than that? And the reason why I asked that, because everyone gets to a point where, okay, well, I'm a prize fighter now. Would you take fights for less money than that?
Yeah, I was.
You would, yeah? Okay, well.
That's a great. To be fair, that's a great question.
I just wondered
It's
because.
hard.
Why did you
Am I
hesitate?
worth $1 million? I don't know yet. I like this
Well,
fight.
you're only worth what people are willing to pay, right? And they're obviously willing to pay that, so that's what you're worth.
I'm not saying I'm not going to ask for $1 million, but I don't know. You got to be realistic and look at what other fighters are on. You know, it's not every organisation does $1 million tournament like that, so you're not often going to get that, and that's probably a big pull that PFL have. You know, we've seen a lot of fighters come over and do the tournament because of that big prize money that you don't really get. So I don't know whether I'll be on that every fight, but you know, it's definitely a good win for me for sure. Yeah.
I'm always curious, when you win $1 million, dollars, right?
Why are you mentioning it now? then?
dollars.
Because I've never been, because I'm in a room with two people that have done that and I haven't, right? Do you go over to the cash machine and look at your current account and all of a sudden it pops up?
No.
No, you got online banking now. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you entered a hole in the wall and you just went current balance.
Do you know what? I'm one of them people that can't look at my bank account.
Why?
It
Do you want me
stresses
to do it for
out. Yeah, do you know that's what my mum and my brother say and my dad all the time. I'll look at it every day if you want. But yeah, I'm one of them people that just doesn't look at my bank. It gives me a little bit of anxiety.
Okay.
So I probably wouldn't do that. I'd just let it go in and just whatever.
You mentioned your mum, right? The last time we spoke to you,
Yeah.
you told us that she was in.
Yeah,
Is that right?
Yeah, she used to be world champion
Okay.
in Thai boxing.
Yeah, and she does or doesn't go to your fights. I can't remember. She
Oh,
went to
she's-
some of them.
She's at everyone.
She's at
yeah.
everyone. Okay, so she was there when you became world champion.
She gave me the belt as well.
Oh
which
my
was really
goodness!
nice.
What was that
Yeah.
like? How it must have been so emotional for you.
Yeah, it was a bit of a surreal moment, you know, like one world champion to another, mother to daughter, was like something that, well, no other like fighters get to experience that. So I feel like I've got a really unique, you know, relationship like that, and it was just amazing to be able to
That's lovely.
do that.
That's
yeah.
great.
Have you had any, maybe back in the day, a few scraps, maybe?
Do you know, my mum used to spar me a little bit. Yeah, we used to spar each
What,
other.
properly, or like if you hadn't cleaned your bedroom?
Well, no, properly. Probably both. But no, she used to like come in the gym, you know. When I was younger, I was quite tough, very aggressive, didn't really listen as much as I used to now. So if you put me against people in the gym, I'm probably going to go hard when I should be going like on a normal level. So she used to maybe like pad up, put the body pad on, head guard, spar me back, and I used to have a better spar with her than I did other people.
So are you
Yeah.
punching your mum?
Yeah, but she's also punching her daughter as well.
Yeah, no, I know. What was that like? How do you mentally do that? Because it's your mum, right?
Yeah,
so you can't.
no. We're definitely not going all out for sure. She would probably have knocked me out at that point anyway, but yeah.
I mean, she knows what she's doing.
Oh,
obviously,
she knows what
right?
she's doing, yeah. So we're both kind of chilling a little bit, but it is a bit strange to be like sparring and hitting your mum. But same with your brother as well. It's strange.
To be fair though, if you can hit your mum, anyone else is like a doddle
this
then,
is
isn't
the
it?
thing. People say to me like,
It's such a weird comment. If someone's just turned the radio on,
No,
what?
do you know what I mean though? If you can hit your mum in sparring, and when it comes to some random person,
and I do always say I would fight anybody if you put me in a cage. Yeah, that, and people laugh, and my brother will kill me for saying this, but I just have a switch. When you put me in the cage, it doesn't matter who I'm against. It's really strange. Yeah.
Would we recognise you? If we're talking to you now like this, If the mid just before you're going to fight in that cage, if we come up and went, all right, how you doing? Would it be a totally different person? Are you so focused that...
Yeah, you'd probably say to me, your eyes changed. A lot of people, even this time, said to me,
goodness.
I saw you walking down that like walkway and your eyes changed. And I was like, that's kind of what most people say.
You need that, right?
You need that. You have to have that, yeah. And I think that's what makes the difference between someone that's just there to fight and someone that's there to really win and make a difference. Yeah, for sure.
Talking of winning, let's talk about Man City. They're your team. Actually, talk about not winning.
They are my
What's
team.
happened?
I don't know. What has happened? Do you know what I'm going to say? It's just City. It is City.
It's
and
not,
we're gonna
no,
come
you
back.
can't use
we're
that.
We're going to come back.
Are you?
We are. We'll get it together and we'll come back. This is not... We're just on a little bit of... I mean, we've won 4 in a row.
Yeah, but you could do with winning 4 games in a row now, right?
Well, we could, but we can kind of afford not to. So I'm letting them off for now. I'm still behind them. Still going to claim City as my team.
Big game this weekend. You got the Manc Derby. Oh no, that was last week.
Yeah.
Anyone know how'd you get on in that game?
I don't know. Did you watch it?
Oh yeah, I've got it on my phone. Do you want me to show?
I was there. You know, I was
you?
there, and I was so gutted. We played so much better as well. It was like we were getting better. It was a bit of a boring match. People said,
Yeah,
but United are a rubbish team. So.
Oof.
What can you say? You
got beaten by a rubbish team.
Playing a team like that, and we just made silly mistakes at the end. But I mean, what team doesn't? We'll be fine.
Okay.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
I'm not going to argue with you because you've got $1 million in your bank account and a massive gold belt in front of you. Thank you so much for coming on our show. Real pleasure. What next for the new year? What are your plans? How many fights?
We'll see. I want a Manchester card next year, so that's kind of what I'm working on the most, and hopefully I can make it happen. Me and Brendan together, we'll try and get that card to Manchester.
Well, when you do, will you come in and we'll have another chat?
For sure.
Right? Give our regards to your mum.
Thank you.
Don't hit your mum anymore, right? Even
I
Sparring.
will.
Dakota Ditcheva. Is that right?
Perfect.
You're a superstar, but you know that anyway. Congratulations. Have a
thank you
great
so
Christmas
much.
and New Year as well.
You too.